Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for cannabis.
World War II, Marines waving flag on me.
Smoke that shit and pass that.
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for cannabis.
Use marijuana medicinally. Whether it's from cancer or a pain in the ass. How many people go to work, get pissed off at the boss, and come home and fire up a fatty? That's medicinal. That's curing the pain in the ass you gotta work. Hey, some people pop aspirins. You smoke bud. For the same thing, the same stresses, the same issues. You know, how many people don't smack nobody because you smoke weed? You know, that's medicinal. How many of you people are aggressive drivers? But when you smoke the bud, you like chill out in the right lane and just get there, right? That's your cure to road rage. I know they say you shouldn't drive high, but how many drive high? Be honest. And you drive high because you're stoners, right? Yeah. That's not a bad word to me. I've been called worse. I know there's Republicans out here, but just don't call me one. Who here's a Republican? Come on, admit it. I know there's Republicans that smoke weed. Come on, who's a Republican here?
1, 2.
Come on. What's up with your party, man? Get them on board. But the Democrats, how many here are Democrats? Your party's fucked up too. But for some reason, I lean more towards the Democrats too. But how many people here are registered to vote? Who's throwing their vote at a Democrat and Republican next year? Yo, you have to support the independents, man. You know, and most of the independents believe in freedom in one way or the other, legalizing marijuana, same-sex, equal rights, you know, all kinds of freedom issues are usually by the independent little guy. I'm a little guy. I always feel I'm a little guy, like a fuck you guy too. Like to the big guy. You know my saying. Who knows my saying? Wait a minute, hold it. You gotta say it in unison. Turn on the cameras. What is Weed Man's favorite saying? All right, that's how I feel. I've always felt that way. I don't need legalization, to be honest with you. I'm glad that legalization is coming. I have had my life ruined a couple times. But anyway, we're going to get this started by getting our speakers going. The first person I want to introduce to... Wait a minute, hold it. Where's Kyle at? All right, first, everyone give Kyle a hand. This is Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore has put this together. I met Kyle Moore last year, and since then, he's the hardest working activist in South Jersey. He gets into everything. He's into Black Lives Matter. All right, everybody's got to say it now. Since I flubbed it, everybody's got to say it. Black Lives Matter. Okay, Kyle Moore has been going to all those events. He's been putting things online. He put together this cannabis conference in October, and he's doing this. He's my personal activist of the era, you know? The reefer revolution is occurring here in New Jersey, and he's at the forefront of it, all right? So everybody here should be Facebook friends with Kyle and keep in touch with what Kyle does, all right? All right, okay. And then I met Vanessa a couple years ago. Vanessa is an activist from Pennsylvania who came across the river, just like George Washington. She's on our side now, so we're going to utilize her. She's like the greatest organizer, the greatest contact person, mediator, pothead. Yeah, that's her. So anyway, I'm going to give the mic to Vanessa now, and we're going to take turns. Thanks everyone for showing up, and let's get this thing started.
Clap your hands if you want to legalize cannabis in New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, every state in the United States of America. That's awesome. Me too. I'm glad that there are so many like-minded people here, because that's my dream, is to hang out with people that share my value. And if you're like me, you believe that marijuana is medicine. Clap your hands if you use it to medicate and it has helped you versus pharmaceuticals. So I just want to take a moment to talk about strategy. Now that I have you here, and we hope to recruit you for our movement, we're trying to organize a grassroots movement for cannabis reform. And we're here to lobby to change the laws, to work with the press to get the real story out there, to get all of your stories about cannabis and incarceration and your frustration with these laws out there. But we're also here to take the streets and let the people know. And if there's one thing that you can do today, that would be to tell one person what happened here and what you learned. Spread this message of cannabis. And not one of your pothead friends, but somebody you work with that may not smoke marijuana or utilize it. Someone that maybe just watches mainstream news and doesn't hear alternative or independent media that gives you a more accurate information about drugs and alcohol and marijuana. And so take this opportunity to share this message. And if all of us share this message, and then that person shares the message, then it spreads far and wide. And we can develop the public support that we need to change this law. Because believe me, we can change these laws. Now, I just want to give a shout out to our homies on the West Coast who are really doing the heavy lifting on this front. People in Colorado, Washington, California, and Oregon have been working for more than 40 years to change the laws. And it takes a really long time. So I hope, in a couple years, we'll at least have decriminalized it, right? That would be awesome. Yeah. If we can expand the medical program, that would be awesome. Yeah. Right? We need more than just 12 conditions. We need more than 3 dispensaries. 3 dispensaries for a state of 9 million people? What is that shit? Christie, if I wasn't crazy, I would think that you smoked marijuana when you wrote this medical program. Dude, why are there only a little over 4,000 patients and less than 400 doctors prescribing medicine? That's ridiculous. And the laws are not going to change unless we demand more. So let's work together to change these laws. There's 4 laws here in New Jersey that you can ask for support. Call your assembly people. I know you know how to use the internet because so many of you posted on our event page. Use that energy to troll Chris Christie and all the people that run the medical program. Go to Cory Booker's page. Tell him you support the CARES Act, but with THC. This CBD only bullshit will not stand. We need our THC. So we have some information. It's on the snow there. If you want to take a picture with your phone and share it, that would be awesome. It has all of our upcoming events. Next week, we are going to be in Delaware, in Newcastle, Delaware, marching. For 420, there'll be an event here. 420 in Trenton. Also 420 in Philly. If you're from PA, come to Penn Treaty Park. There'll be a Smokedown there. And then the Global Marijuana March will have a New York City cannabis parade. There will be a Poor People's Parade for pot in Camden. That's right. Because we need dispensaries in Camden too. Marijuana is not just for those who can afford it. That's right. And we need more access to medical care. And we need schools, we need them to stop building prisons. Start building schools and invest in our children and stop feeding them these lies about marijuana. So if you support all these things, join us. I'm the coordinator of the East Coast Cannabis Coalition. We want activists like you who want to take to the streets and demand reform and say, we're tired of this shit. We're not going to take it anymore. Again, we can make a difference. They changed the laws in those other states. There's no reason why we can't change them if we put the work in. So I'm glad to see all of you here, and I hope we continue to work together, and hopefully we can be here in a few years and be celebrating and say, yes, we cannabis! Yes, we cannabis! Yes, we cannabis! All right, give yourselves a hand. Thanks for coming out here. I know a lot of you traveled from far away, and this is the first of many, many upcoming events we hope to see you. So thanks a lot. All right, I'm going to introduce our next speaker. Or Ed is going to come and introduce our next speaker.
Go ahead, just go for it. Go for it.
All right, I just want to introduce my Boricua buddy over here. He's from South Jersey, Camden County in the house. Ricardo Rivera. We need more Latinos to step up and be visible in this movement. And I'm so glad to introduce Ricardo. He is a really fierce activist. His whole family is here, and they're really awesome activists too. Shout out to Tuffy and Jen over here. And he's going to tell you his story. It's a really, really important one. And this is one of the stories that you can pass on to other folks. And it's about cannabis and how it healed his daughter. So give a big hand for Ricardo Rivera.
Big ups to Vanessa again. She's awesome. She is the best organizer ever. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Ricardo Rivera. I'm so glad to see so many faces here. We got black, white, Spanish. We got all religions here. It doesn't matter, and that's what I love about cannabis. It unites us all as one. That's a fact. Because when you smoke cannabis, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You pass that shit off, and that's what happens. But anyway, this is my little girl, Tuffy. This is Jennifer. We have fought from the very beginning with my daughter's life. At 10 months old, she started to get really sick on us. And we've had a long journey with her. She was suffering from over 300 seizures a day. If you can imagine 300 seizures, I mean, that's day in and day out of just nonstop seizing. And we put her on all types of pharmaceuticals. We relied too constantly about how she would get better with these pharmaceuticals, and all it did was made her worse. She's 8 years old, and that's why I have the sign here, because the fact is that the only medication that has truly worked to, with her seizures is with cannabis. And that is a fact, everybody. I'm not sitting here just giving you a sob story. That is a fact. This little girl right here is the most amazing, most courageous little girl you will ever meet. And she can't say only but one word, and that word is no. That's the only word she can say, but she's making a difference in this world right now. Not only here in Jersey, but around the world. We got friends in Australia, we got them in Japan, we got them all over the world. You know why? Because cannabis is medicine, and she's proven that. Okay, she's gone from over 300 seizures a day down to 1 seizure every 1 to 2 weeks. She's had her rough times, but the condition that she has, okay, there is no way of stopping the seizures completely. But this failed medical program here in New Jersey is failing her, and it's failed many other children. Sabina Rose, rest in peace. She passed on the day that the actual law was passed. And it's not fair. We cannot continue to allow our children to die and not have proper access to this medication because we're worried about people getting stoned. Are you kidding me? Come on, Christy. Stand up. Stand up for our children. I mean, come on, they're the future, not us. It's the children that are the future. Okay? My daughter, regardless of what she can do for the public or not, she is still the future of this country. How are we going to allow a child like this not access to proper medication, and then on top of that, force the parents to pay thousands of dollars to get proper access in order for us not to be arrested? How fair is that? Can someone tell me how fair that is?
Not fair.
Not fair at all.
Everybody here, every time you smoke that joint, your blunt, your bowl, whatever it is, just remember that what you're doing is medication for children like my daughter. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind every time. You know why? Because you guys can make a difference for children, not only for Tuffy, but Jenna, Sabina, rest in peace. All the other children that have left, Sarah. There's tons of children that have left, and my special friend, Jenny Storms, was forced to leave this state. Are we supposed to be the next ones to have to leave this state? I pay my taxes, I serve this country, and I've helped save countless lives, okay? Because of what I do for a living. How fair is that? The one person, the one most important person in my life is my daughter. And no one is helping to save my daughter. But you guys out here, every single one of you, no matter who you are, you can help with saving my daughter. You write your senator, you write your assemblyman, and you write anybody else you can reach out to. You. Everyone here can make a difference. It doesn't matter who you are. You can make a difference. You pay taxes, you can make that difference. Okay? So please, just always remember, cannabis is medicine, and we have to find the root of the problem. And this asshole that sits in this pretty ass office right behind me right here, he's the root of the problem, and so are his minions. And you guys can make a difference because we are the people. We want this. Okay? We're going to do it with or without him. And you're either with us or you're not. You either run with us, you run from us, or you get run over. And that's it. Ken is next.
All right, let's everybody give another hand to Ricardo and his entire family. All right, we have another distinguished speaker coming, but first, a quick little business. I didn't come out here to hawk anybody for any money, but we were planning to have a big event on 420, a music event at Mill Hill Park. An all-day event, not protests, like vendors, everything, on 420. Yesterday, I got sent a letter from the city basically saying it's $1,000 for insurance, print, permits, this, that, and the other. So we're gonna have a little raffle here. If anyone wants to participate in the raffle, I'll tell you what you're gonna win in a minute. But Patrick is standing over there by the big bong, and we have a water bottle. He has raffle tickets, and if you, I say $4.20, but I don't think he has 80 cents change. But whatever you got, if you can donate and get in the raffle. There's a few shirts over there I'm gonna throw out at some point, so the raffle winners will get the shirt. Yeah, there's one of my shirts from before. And we're not allowed to smoke weed here, but I don't know about raffling weed. I didn't hear no rules saying you can't raffle weed. Did anybody hear a rule saying you can't raffle weed? No one said, no one told me, so whatever, I'm gonna raffle some weed. I'm not sure how much I got left, I was just giving it out, so whatever I got left, the raffle winner's gonna get it. All right, but listen, the next speaker is Ken Wolski. Ken Wolski is the man. Ken Wolski goes into this building and talks to these politicians on their level, but he's on our side. You know, Ken is the man. I'll let Ken explain exactly who he is. Ken is probably the most respectable guy, I think, when I talk about the activists that I know and have met over the years. Ken is probably has the most respect that I can give to any activist is to Ken Wolski.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks for that very kind introduction. I am Ken Wolski. I'm a registered nurse. I've been an RN for 39 years here in the state of New Jersey, and I'm also registered in Pennsylvania. I've worked there for a couple of years also. But for the last 12 years, I've been executive director of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey. We founded this organization in 2003. In 2005, we helped to get the medical marijuana law introduced into the legislature. And after 5 years of hearings, we got it passed into law, unfortunately in a very weakened state. And for the last 5 years, we've been working to implement this law in a meaningful way. But quite frankly, the medical marijuana program is a failure. As Vanessa was saying, after 5 years, we've only got 3 alternative treatment centers open in the entire state. That's like having 3 pharmacies open in the entire state and thinking you have a working pharmacy program. Only 350 doctors have signed up to take part in this program out of 30,000 doctors. Like 1% of the doctors are taking part in this program. Well, the doctors weren't the ones who testified for 5 years of legislative hearings. It was patients like you who came here and told their stories, told how marijuana helped them when nothing else was helping them, told how they talked about the most intimate details of their suffering and waived their patient confidentiality to tell their stories. And this convinced the legislators. This should have been a patient-centered program, not a doctor-centered program. But unfortunately, it's a doctor-centered program, and the doctors really don't want any part of it. They lack the education and experience to really take charge of this program. There's only about 3,700 patients who have managed to sign up for this program. And it's really quite a failure. So many patients are disappointed. They thought they would qualify for marijuana therapy in New Jersey, and they find that they don't have a qualifying condition. And those who do qualify find that it's just too expensive to actually sustain. They buy some of the marijuana from the alternative treatment centers and they say, I can't afford this, $1,000 a month, no insurance coverage. So we've been working to try to do a number of things to make it a more meaningful program, more meaningful for the patients here in New Jersey who can benefit from this program. And we've been through the courts. We sued the Department of Health. We were part of a lawsuit that sued the Department of Health to try to undo these regulations. But the courts gave a great deal of latitude to the executive branch departments, and they basically blew off the suit. We filed a petition for rulemaking. We went through the regulatory process. I was also a state employee for 25 years, so I know how the state employees work. But the Department of Health refused to even allow post-traumatic stress disorder as a qualifying condition. 22 veterans commit suicide every day in this country because post-traumatic stress disorder is so poorly managed by traditional pharmaceutical drugs. Yet marijuana shows tremendous promise in the management of post-traumatic stress disorder. But the Department of Health said no. No, we can't add this because of our own bureaucratic rules. Our own bureaucratic rules are more important than the lives of the veterans. So it's terribly unfortunate. We've been through the courts, and so I'm here to congratulate you for coming out and tell you how much respect I have for those who engage in civil disobedience, because that's where you are now. You have to take it to the streets, and that's why you're here. And to repudiate these laws, to show that they are not worthy of respect, and to bring about change in a very fundamental way. So thank you very much. We have meetings on the second Tuesday of every month. We have a table over here for more information. We're the Coalition for Medical Marijuana in New Jersey. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's give it up for Ken. Ken, he spends a lot of time in Trenton testifying and talking to legislators and lending his expertise and knowledge. So let's give him another hand for all that research that he does and shares real knowledge about the medical benefits of cannabis. We need more people like him. All right, we are the East Coast Cannabis Coalition, and that means that we have joined together with people from Boston, New York, all over Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and DC to form a network of like-minded people who want to do this work. One of the awesome people that I met in Delaware, my first time lobbying in DC for marijuana, is Zoe Patchell. And she is one of the fiercest lobbyists in the state of Delaware. You know, she chases after those legislators. She doesn't let them get away. And she's like, hey, why aren't you decriminalizing cannabis? I want to know why. And so I have a lot of respect for her. She shares lots of information and does a lot of outreach in Delaware. So give it up for Zoe Patchell. She's from the Cannabis Bureau, Delaware.
Are you? I'm from the Cannabis Bureau of Delaware. We're an advocacy group to legalize cannabis in Delaware. And we just put an action out this morning called the 420 Challenge. It's exactly 4 weeks until 420. So we're challenging everybody to convince 20 people to contact their legislators, their representatives, their senator, and their governor. Allow them to use your phone, whatever it takes. It needs to happen. This law is destroying a lot of lives. I actually did a little research and found out that over 25,000 people are arrested here in New Jersey a year. That's like 70 on average a day. So with those numbers, I'm thinking maybe the New Jersey police should change their name to the Marijuana Enforcement Agency, because what else are they doing? I'm not really sure. And that cost the state of New Jersey over $127 million a year. So my question for Chris Christie, as the big business person that he is, what is he getting from that investment? Because there sure as hell isn't a shortage on weed unless you're going to one of the state-run dispensaries, from what I hear. And just real quick before I end, I just wanted to share some medical information. There's a new report out from the American Cancer Society that was published on PubMed.gov. It's called Medical Marijuana for Cancer, and it was published in December, and it states cannabinoid receptors have been found on cancer cells, and cannabinoids have shown evidence in anti-tumoral effects in preclinical studies, including all kinds of cancer, carcinomas, prostate cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, melanoma. And this same report also says there's no published studies of oral marijuana ingestion in cancer risk, nor are there any studies of vaporized marijuana and cancer risk. And I sent that information to somebody at the American Cancer Society in Delaware, and they told me, you have a tough road ahead of you, but one many are embracing. Best of luck. And that's all I got. So I'm saying we have to stay relentless, and I just want to thank all the great organizers here in Jersey. This is a great event. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thanks, Zoe. They're trying to decriminalize cannabis in Delaware. They have a bill right now in their legislature, and so we wish them well, because I don't know about you, but I travel to Delaware to shop tax-free every once in a while. I go to Philly, I go to New York. Wouldn't it be nice if when we cross state lines, it was decriminalized and we didn't have to worry about it, and we could travel freely along the East Coast? Wouldn't that be awesome? That's why it's important that we support each other's work, because it's just as important to decriminalize here in New Jersey as it is in Pennsylvania and Delaware and let's go to DC. It's illegal now, right? Let's follow their lead, and hopefully it'll be legal in all our states. But I'd like to welcome another speaker from Delaware. Her name is Cynthia Ferguson, and she is the executive director of Delaware Normal. And they are doing a really awesome job at getting the word out in Delaware. They're really fierce, especially when it's nice out. They're out at festivals, fairs, at the beach. They're talking to people on the street and educating them. And this is super important because, again, for them to pass this law, they need a base of support. So clap your hands, give it up for Cynthia Ferguson. I met her at the Smokedown in Philly, and she's awesome.
Hey folks, how you doing? So, I'm Cynthia Ferguson. I'm the executive director of Delaware Normal. Delaware Normal has... Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah! Delaware Normal has a nice membership. We've been around 2 years. We meet every month. What we've been doing lately is having rallies and marches every month. It's a pledge that we made because of Hempy over there. Hempy's part of Delaware Normal, by the way. So we've been having marches every month, and it's amazing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but you got a lot of good support. Even the cops were smiling at us as we were walking by. Well, we get the same kind of support. That's what they're saying. If I was a cop, I'd have to smoke. Why do I smoke pot? I smoke pot because it keeps me from screaming and yelling at people. Everybody says it's medication. I smoke pot because I like it a lot. How many of you out there do that? We've talked about medical. Delaware, if you didn't know, we have a Medical Marijuana Act. We do not have a dispensary yet, but First State Compassion should be open next month. We also have a bill up, House Bill 39, that's decriminalizing marijuana in Delaware. $100 fine if you're caught possessing it or smoking it in private. Now, how do they tell if we're smoking it in private if we're in private? I'm not sure, but that's what it is. They were. Unfortunately, Delaware Normal, one of the things about Delaware Normal, we want marijuana to be treated like alcohol, and we were hoping with this bill it would be. What they're going to be doing for public consumption is you're still going to be getting a misdemeanor. So we're working real hard, but we are operating under the assumption that legalizing is in stages. What we want is marijuana to be treated like alcohol. You all know it's safer than alcohol. People don't get in fights. Look at all these people. You probably made 3 new friends today because we're all chill. We're pot smokers. No, we don't want to fight. I had to laugh. St. Patty's Day, the day after St. Patty's Day, all the dentists are busy because everybody gets their teeth knocked out from either fighting or tripping and falling. That wouldn't happen with marijuana. We're under the assumption that we have medical. If we can get it decriminalized, we can get it legalized, and that's what we want in Delaware. Taxing and regulating is the only way this substance is going to be treated differently. So I want to thank you all for coming out. We have a rally, as Vanessa said, next week in Old Newcastle. It's really cool because Old Newcastle put our rally on their webpage. So if you go to the town of Old Newcastle, not only did they put our rally, but they put why we are rallying. We've been really well supported. I can tell you guys are too. This is really something special. This thing that, look, I got a minute left. This thing that Vanessa put together, the East Coast Cannabis Coalition, all these states working together, it's what we need to do. Thanks for coming, guys.
All right, here we go. Wait a minute, who's next? Who's next? I think it's my man Jeremy. Who here knows Jeremy? Jeremy Santos. He's a writer for 1000 Watts magazine. He writes for Culture magazine. But I met Jeremy on a personal level years ago. Jeremy's a cool dude. He has his issues. We all do. But he has issues with the man too. That's what I'm talking about. He's had his issues. That'll get you issues anyway. You know? Freedom of expression sometimes it's not so well taken. You know, if you express yourself, it's like if you express it. Oops. All right, here we go. Yo, here, check this out. Real quick. Again, who's in the raffle? Everybody. Who's in the raffle? Come on, I really want, listen, I'm just giving away this, to be honest with you. Whoever wins, I want you to share it, all right? You just get to get your face on Facebook as, hey, I won and all that shit, right? And you get to hand the buzz to somebody you know, okay? It's not supposed to go home. It's supposed to be shared, right? Shared is caring. We're just raffling. So whoever wins, you agree? Let's hear it. Everybody agrees. The winner shares. The winner shares. Now, I wish the damn lottery was like that. But Jeremy Santos, he has his own story. I'm going to let Jeremy give his own story. But Jeremy's down. He went helping me passing out flyers, the whole 9 yards. He's down.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? All right. First thing I want to say is thank y'all for coming out here supporting New Jersey. Support New Jersey. United we stand, divided we don't make no progress. So first off, give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. Second of all, I want to send a big shout out to all the patients here in New Jersey, Delaware, and Philly that showed up, as well as all the veterans out there. Shout out to my mother. She's an Army veteran, and she's 100% disabled, and she suffers from PTSD along with other things. But we got our soldiers out here going over there to the desert, fighting, putting their life on the line, coming back, losing limbs. And they can't use cannabis as medicine. They gotta suffer, and they gotta go through the nightmares and the tremors and homicidal, suicidal tendencies and all kinds of stuff like that. They get persecuted, they get locked up just like we do. Next thing I want to say is Chris Christie is a criminal. Any child, any person, adult or child that their life can be saved from cannabis and they're denied that access, that should be a crime in itself. The lies and the propaganda, like what's that bitch name, Angelini? Yeah, all them lies that she talking about and she trying to promote to the kids out here, talking about it lowers your IQ and all that. Actually, she need to smoke a joint and she might realize her bullshit that she's spitting, because it actually boosts your IQ. But and it's crazy how we have a double standard, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the way that the laws are interpreted, because that book right here that Mr. Allen Gordon is holding up, the Bible, the Holy Bible, you know what I'm saying? Cannabis is referred to in that Bible. This same book, when we get tried in court, you know what I'm saying, we got to put our hand on the book, raise our right hand, and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right? So if that book is good enough for us to swear that we're telling the truth, they need to stop disregarding and picking and choosing what they choose to interpret or allow. All right? Freedom of religion. Rastafari. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that has a religious view and uses cannabis to express that view should not be persecuted or criminalized, locked up, or put on probation. All right? They want to lock us up, black and brown. All right? They want to lock us up and keep us in the cages, all right, while they let other people go free. They ruin our lives by giving us records for a plant that's safer than a legal substance. All right? When you got people that is just, man, I don't even know. I'm so flustered right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different topics I want to touch on. You know what I'm saying? But,
what the hell?
Damn, now I lost my train of thought.
You got your train of thought got derailed.
Yeah, derailed, really. But
You said you were close.
True. But in all sincerity, you know what I'm saying? I do this, I do the activism thing, I do it for the kids, I do it for the patients, the people that need it to live, all right? The people that need it to make their lives a little bit better, they deserve it. Taxing the medicine, $540 an ounce plus tax, that should be a crime in itself. There should be no taxation without representation. We are being misrepresented here in New Jersey thanks to Fat Boy Chris Christie, you know what I'm saying? But we're making progress, we're making change, and all we gotta do is just keep pushing, keep fighting the good fight. You know, change is gonna come, because yes, we cannabis, all right? So thank y'all for coming out here, and thank you for supporting.
All right, big ups to Jeremy. Come on, big ups to Jeremy. Jeremy's more like the foot soldier type, you know, but we need those, right? There's the intellectual types who generally didn't show up here today. You know, I'm not going to call out any names. I won't do it. But we're the intellectual types, man, especially if it's a coalition, a unity thing. And pretty much we're stoners. I'm a stoner. I admit I'm a stoner. But I don't know, man. I really thought we were going to get some suit and tie types to come out here. Ken's our man, though. Ken's our man. Where'd he go? Ken, you know, another hand for Ken, because I'm telling you, just on that level, Ken Walski's on our side, man. We gotta, you know, we got one. A good one. All right, who is next? I don't see the list. Joanne. Joanne's an artist. I originally met Joanne on Facebook because of her art.
And she's hot.
And she's hot, yes. Joanne's from North Jersey. I know a lot of the South Jersey people, so it was great meeting North Jersey people. Joanne's a North Jersey person. We're in the Lodi area, I believe, right? Okay. Joanne represents the victims, you know. I don't know, who here has been a victim? I feel like I've been a victim. You know, we all have our victim stories. Some of us have it multiple times and over again. You know, some have big ones and little ones, but either way, we all end up victims. You know, so yeah, we're all in the same boat. Well, here's Joanne, and she's got her story.
Hello. Thanks, sir. I'm here today to talk about my experience in the war on marijuana, or as it's scientifically known, cannabis. Cannabis, a healing herb that was given to us by Mother Earth, and that has also been stolen from us for healing, for pleasure, for alleviation of pain. And recently, the Ignorance is No Excuse tour tried to highlight the history of prohibition of cannabis, the war on cannabis, which it may sound like an exaggeration, the word war, but consider someone was just shot and killed a couple weeks ago in Florida in his home, unarmed, over cannabis. And we just passed the 3-year anniversary of the killing of Ramarley Graham in his Bronx home in front of his grandmother and little brother. And when people are put in this situation, it's a war on everyone and a war everywhere. And that needs to end. But Anslinger, he outlawed marijuana, cannabis, through a tax act, which was racist rantings, and which led to 1961, when he carried over into bringing it worldwide during the Civil Rights Movement also, and through that, with the growing anti-war movement, Nixon in 1971 started the war on drugs that we know of, that still stands today. With the support of DuPont, Hearst, allegedly with the support of DuPont, Hearst, and Mellon, Anslinger was able to pass that tax act. And as our friends from Delaware Normal may know, DuPont, a company that was formed on the border of New Jersey and Delaware, they have been known to cause many, they've had many lawsuits and environmental cleanups. One in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, that's still going on with decades of remediation. And cannabis is known as a great soil remediation plant, and also attributed to the area in Pompton Lakes is a cancer cluster. And cannabis, of course, is known to heal cancer, according to our own government studies in 1974. And so that brings us to my being a victim of this war. I've been arrested many times. I've been jailed. I've been on probation. I've had my children taken away. I've
people sharing life.
Yes. Yes. I've been through every program I've been through almost every program. Regular probation, ISP, the drug court program, and I will say that forced rehabilitation means to return to a good standard. And to rehabilitate someone for growing a plant is ridiculous, and to separate families over that is ridiculous. And forced rehabilitation is returning someone to buying legal products rather than cannabis you can grow for free on your own. And sorry. And just wanted to give a shout out to someone in Pennsylvania who is sick and couldn't be here. She wanted to be here, Joni Rose. I hope that Pennsylvania gets their medical soon, like now. And also, I'm wearing a shirt. It's from an activism group from the early 90s, the Green Panthers. And I don't normally wear clothing with explicit messages, but this is a message returning in kind to Christopher Christie, the message that he sends to people every day in the state for prohibition and continuing jailing people for a plant. Thanks.
Let's give it up to Joanne. She gave out like hundreds of flyers, like all over North Jersey, and she put so much work into organizing this event. So let's just give her a hand for volunteering dozens and dozens of hours to make this happen. Thanks. She's one of the unsung heroes, you know, working behind the scenes. So up next we have Captain Ray Lewis. How many of you have heard of Captain Ray Lewis? Yeah. I actually met Ray Lewis in New York City near Zuccotti Park during Occupy Wall Street. And, you know, it was there and many other Occupy marches where we stood together and we said hell no to this capitalist bullshit society that we're fed and these evil corporations and these banks that are stealing from us. And, you know, it just connects on so many levels, you know. All these movements are connected. Our movements are intersectional. You know, the drug war movement and the movement for cannabis reform is connected to schools and decarceration. And it's connected to healthcare and civil rights and, you know, all kinds of different environmental issues. And I just want you to know that this guy here, he is important because he wears a uniform and he shows that you don't have to be a police in uniform and conform to these racist policies and lies, that you actually can stand up, you can stand with us and join us in our movement and speak the truth. So let's give a big warm welcome to Captain Ray Lewis. He spent a month in Ferguson, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. As Vanessa said, I'm a real cop, or someone shouted here, I'm a real cop. This is not really good street theater, as some of you thought. But I was a retired captain from the Philadelphia Police Department, and I moved up to the Catskill Mountains, and I lived a Walden-esque lifestyle. And then I heard about the Occupy movement in New York City. And the Occupy movement put out a declaration, and it had 23 bullet points. And I realized after reading all 23 that I fully, wholeheartedly agreed with every one of them. And they all had to do with the corruption of this country and the government and the filthy rich. The way they do nothing but oppress, discriminate, and exploit people and destroy the environment. And so I came out of retirement. I live by a very simple code, and it's this: if an action or behavior does not hurt a person, an animal, or the environment, what the hell is wrong with it? Now I'm going to relate my personal experience as a police officer in Philadelphia, in North Philadelphia, section of a very economically depressed area that I spent 10 years as a patrol officer. Patrol officer is the one who drives around in a car and answers all the calls. The most common call is one that's called a disturbance house or domestic abuse. And I would say I literally went to thousands of those calls. In those 10 years as a patrol officer, I went to thousands of those calls. And I would estimate that about 90 to 95% of those domestic calls involved alcohol. Now, also in those several thousand calls, not one, not a single call involved marijuana. Now, what's that tell you? Now, I don't have any marijuana to give you here, but at the party afterwards, at the bar, the first $100 a beer is on me. You just have to get a purple ticket from me. Thank you very much.
Now, just so you know, we're going to Row. When we leave here, who knows where the bar Row is? It's over here on 29. That's where we're leaving. So in order for you to get that beer from Captain Lewis, you got to go to row. All right. Uh-oh. Here we go. It's hard to introduce a comedian because he might tell jokes on you if you talk bad about him. So I'm not going to talk bad about Poe. Poe, there's nothing bad to talk about him. I'm kidding. There I go. But N.A. Poe is an activist who, like, jumped to the cream of the crop out of nowhere. Just showed up on the scene doing everything right. Took things to a higher level. Between him, a couple other activists in the Philadelphia area, they personally presented a valid argument to City Councilman Kinney. And City Councilman Kinney followed through with Poe and these guys really presented to them and presented a decrim bill in Philadelphia. So if there's anyone here who can say they really like fucking did something, that dude did. He got Councilman Kinney to present a bill. Well, he can explain himself, but there's decrim in Philadelphia largely because of this guy right here. N.A. Poe, come on down.
What's up, motherfuckers on the lawn? Come fucking learn something. Jesus. My name's Poe. I want to thank Ed and Vanessa and everyone for putting it together. This was amazing. Without the work that Ed did in Philadelphia, laying the groundwork, when people didn't even really fight for weed. Ed was out there, fucking 1994, Allen out there, whenever the fuck they were out there, in the 90s fighting for weed before it was something that people could really rally around. So without pioneers like Ed, I wouldn't be able to get all the credit, so I appreciate that. A lot of people talk about cannabis saving their lives, and cannabis didn't save my life in a medical, capacity, but the road of working with cannabis saved my life. About 4 years ago, almost, I fucking went to Occupy Philadelphia, and people laughed at me for going down there, and I met a bunch of cannabis activists out there, and then we got together, and then I met my girlfriend at a cannabis rally. So, in a nice way, if you meet a nice lady, say something nice to her. A lot of girls are afraid to come out to rallies sometimes because all you fucking dudes are all stoned trying to bang them, and it's fucked up. I'm just telling you. So I met my girlfriend, and then we started Smokedown Prohibition in Philadelphia, and we had 4 great rallies, and then I got arrested, and then we said fuck you, and we kept coming, and then they took away my freedom, and I said fuck you, and we worked harder just because of that, and they took away cannabis from me, and we went after them, and we changed it. And this whole journey, meeting everyone and new friends, and you guys are all like family, running into, people here, and it's just amazing. So normal fucking people can change the world, and you need to know that. And every time you're on your couch and you just want to share a Facebook event or not go out or whatever, get off your fucking couch, meet like-minded people, and you really can get shit done. So these fucking cops have zip ties too, just to let you know. But this is an amazing thing. It continues to grow, and like democracy in general is so fucked up because we live in a state where you guys live in a state where people want weed legal, and then you have this fat fuck sitting in here, saying that the will of the people doesn't matter, and I think that that's when we have to stand up. And all you people are. I wish more of you would go home and fucking shower, but regardless, we'll take what we have, right? But thanks for everyone for coming out. Be safe, be careful, share your bud, and see ya.
Give it up to Poe. He was being modest on that one. He didn't talk about Philly and him being the man that did it himself. Him and Brian Williams. Nobody got that one. Come on, stoners, you don't watch the news. Oh well. Anyway, I was trying to joke him, now I got the mic back. Hey, what time is it?
Time to go.
4:17.
Gotta go,
hey,
gotta go.
4:15, hold it, we got a couple more minutes. Yo, a couple of things. Who here listens to internet radio? You got to listen to FullyBakedRadio.com. FullyBakedRadio.com. Especially on Mondays. You'll catch it live on Mondays. Now, we're going to go across the street in a couple minutes. Who was here before? Before we came, we went across the street. We did it right there. The officers asked us to do it over there this time. We're going to do it over there, okay? For yous over there, we're going to do it over there. Because in between those two cones, these officers aren't going to, they have to do their job, and that's the state police area, so he wants us to go over there. What the hell, let's go over there.
Let's go over there! I know that. Over there! Over there!
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for cannabis.
Count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Mr. Nice Guy. Everybody know me. I buy a pound, break it down, and throw it in a stogie. I'm Mr. Nice Guy. Everybody know me. Buy a pound, break it down, throw it in a stogie. Smokers only in my section. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. That shit I smoke is out as fuck, and your shit be barely stinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on. You ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. That shit I'm smoking is loud as fuck, and your shit be barely stinking. If it don't shatter, it don't matter. I need quality pot. You think you smoking on what I'm smoking on, but you probably not. I'm on that Mary Jane wine, Cinderella 99. I see you smoking on what you smoking on, it ain't better than mine. I got a Beast Coast connection, baby, buds are us. A natural born stoner, you should fucks with us. If it ain't stankin', it ain't dank, then no pass it to me. I need about 0 CBDs and a bunch of THC. I graduated from the International Smokers Academy. I majored marijuana, but my minor was anatomy. I met 2 stoner chicks, let's call them Kimberly and Natalie. The father was a grower and he sold it to the faculty. Got a half a gram of my suture vape, it's turned on, it's packed in. I take a pull till my lungs is full, I'm puffed till the last dragon. And I'm high as hell, I'm dabbed out, my eyes low, might pass out. If you ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you can get your ass out. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. That shit I smoke is out as fuck, and your shit be barely stinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. You ain't smoking on what I'm smoking on, you ain't drinking on what I'm drinking. That shit I'm smoking is loud as fuck, and your shit be barely stinking. Finally, the herb has come around, and all that weed that you've been waiting for, I got it by the pound. And the numbers are so low that I don't gotta break it down. And we don't cross the bridge for nothing, I heard Jersey got it now. If it smell right, then it sell right, not the moldy and stale type. I take a gram and grind it up and stuff it in my peace pipe. Dirty bong water as seen on IG. I show the cops my weed card when they ask me for ID. Ain't got a license to drive, but I got a license to smoke. I offer dabs to my company to watch niggas choke. The Brick City representative bring the west to the east. They call my edibles incredible when they hit the streets. I'm medicated and medicate, I wake then I bake. I'm on a higher level than you, let's get that straight. This is a cannabis.
Oh shit, hit this guy. Hit that some bitch.
This is it.
Oh,
This is
some
it.
Get set. Come on.
Go, pull.
Yeah.
Yes. A little bit more.
Next ticket gets.
Alright, you're not gonna feel it the exhale.
Oh boy, look out. Watch out. I smoke crack country. I'll be fucked. That's all this bullshit about getting high. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Alright, so what do you expect?
Wait, just wait.
Come on, man. We fucking are. It don't matter.
No. Just wait.
Yeah, alright. I see what you're talking about.
Like a school kid.
I'm still fucked up. I mean, I'm like tripping. Ooh, cook me up a mean mess of that shit.
You look very stoned, sir. Congratulations.
I'm like this all the time, though. But I'm loving that fucking dad.
¿Dónde está sucio?
Sucio.
¿Dónde está?
Sucio.
¿Qué es tu precia, señorita? ¿Qué pasa?
Time to get down, time to get down, time to get down. Blood's in town, time to get down, time to get down, time to get down. Time to get down, time to get down. This one's with the tiny up, the tiny up. Get down, get down, get down, get down. A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
I thought we were gonna get arrested today, man. This was a beautiful fucking thing, man, and it was great to be a part of it. Tell me how you think it went.
I think it went well. No one got arrested. There was one person who was taken into custody, and I think he was taken into custody because he had an open bottle, and he was publicly intoxicated, and it was more of his attitude. I think they would have gave him a break if he had a bottle. So I don't want that to be the signifying moment of our event. Our event went off without a hitch. There was a few little issues, like we couldn't do the march like we planned, where the weed mobile was going to lead the procession. They wouldn't let us do that.
The inspection isn't good on that, right?
No. The inspection is fine. The permit wasn't correct. So because of the permit issue, we had a little snafu with the parade, with the march. But other than that, everything else went well.
Well, and I feel like today you were a little more selfless, you know, and you were really talking about a lot of different issues. Are we seeing a kinder, gentler weed man?
Still a fuck you smoking anyway guy, but you know, hey, I'm 50 now. Imagine that, man.
Yeah, I mean, 50 years old. That's still not too old to use butthurt in the title of an article, is it?
No, and look, hey, I'm butt happy now.
Yeah,
we put that in. I'm gonna put that in my next column.
So I'm happy too. I feel like we've all been putting aside a lot of our differences and our egos lately, and really working hard together. And I think that's going to lead to success.
Not me.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
See Poe in his natural habitat, stoned in front of a camera. Watch Poe in action as he bogarts everyone's weed.
Hi, I'm at Poe, and I'm not angry anymore.
Put that there. Put that there.
Thank God. My mother's been calling my girlfriend and telling her that I look like I'm on drugs. She still, no matter what, thinks marijuana is like a drug. And like, you know, marijuana is just like the thing that, you know, I use with my coffee.
20 minutes ago, the Lefty Grimes story.
We do the Poe cut. 40-minute Poe director's cut.
With the director's commentary. Well, when I was thinking about what happened 20 minutes later, I realized how important 20 minutes ago was. Fucking Roman Polanski, you're gonna fucking...
Oh, thank you. See? He's almost as good as me.
Yeah, you're the Stanley Kubrick of fucking...
Yeah, don't compare me to that guy.
Of penis... penis pot videos.
Penis pot videos. You're my inspiration for penis activism.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. The funny thing is a slew of people keep coming up to me and tell me that I'm an inspiration to them, and they're all doing totally retarded shit. And that what that really makes me feel like is that I'm a fucking idiot, and that I'm inspiring other idiots to do stupid fucking shit. So if I am an inspiration to you, go to a gun show. Buy something cheap. Get a hooker. And blow your brains out.
Oh, that's bad advice.
Edit that, man.
No,
that
man.
is bad advice.
That's the man who invented penis and vagina activism.
Yeah.
N.A. Poe.
He's now a porn star.
Are you a porn star yet?
Yes.
Can you get Danny into the porn business?
Yeah, Danny's got
Danny
a
has a big cock.
Like 10 inches.
It's long, but apparently it's like as thin as a
Twizzler, yeah.
Danny
probably most likely.
From Atlantic City. If you watched our videos, you'd know who Danny was.
Oh, I actually watched the one where he was sexually harassing the woman for a little while. I only cringed like 3 times.
It was very uncomfortable.
Like 3 times in a minute and a half.
Kiss you in the
rain. But Danny openly said he was bi.
I kiss you in the rain.
Remember? Yes, he did.
I'm like, this is like a fucking Nambla video.
Does Poe swing that way?
No, Poe.
I want to have your abortion.
Oh, Poe's no Twizzler.
You gotta stick your tongue out when you say that, though.
No.
Jeez, all right, enough.
No,
Stop.
That feels like, it looks like things look like you cave a clit in. Look at that, dude.
All right, enough. Stop it.
Jesus Christ.
Stop it. Stop it.
He's got cum on his He's got cum on there.
What's on there?
It's not.
Give me a black light.
See the behind shot
Anybody want
from...
Yeah, can we see your rectum again? Oh, sorry. What would you want to see?
I
What?
heard you have a behind shot of all the action.
Oh, his behind shot. Some action. We want some action on your behind.
Kind of action.
No, when I was defecating.
What kind of shit are you talking about, old Stone? What? Stone?
What, you want me to say what I said again? You want me to do that pube
Repeat it
thing? I know
because-
you love that pube shit. All right, I'll do it again. Ready? This is the first time I did this.
Take two.
I have this time capsule. We should all put our pubes in it, and then we'll bury it below the shitty club in Trenton. And when aliens come here, they'll find our pubes.
And they could clone us.
Test them
They could clone
for
us.
THC and find that THC was high in the nutrients in our
Don't
pubic
you want
hair.
to be cloned into like alien hybrids?
Haven't you already been cloned into
A
alien
couple
hybrids? I know
times,
that.
yes.
I knew that. This lady gave me a cat that was
Cloned
possessed
from
by some
human alien hybrid cat.
Yeah, it's the chemtrails.
It
that
sleeps
they're
on
doing.
his face.
The chemtrails
He
that are
loves
doing
it. He has pussy that he wakes up to in his
Nice.
face every morning.
Anal glands.
Yeah, and then there's my girlfriend there as well. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
we all know what a
That's
great editor
disgusting.
is. So we know what a great editor Lefty is. So we know this will be in there. You know what I mean? Like
And-
in his 19-minute Outside of Row documentary that he's making of just on the last 10 minutes. I made a documentary about 10 minutes ago. It's called 10 minutes ago by Lefty Grimes. Here's everything that fucking happened 10 minutes ago. True.
Me and Claudia.
Cut any of that out.
Hey, don't walk away.
Leave
Get
it
back
right-
here. Stone fuck.
Claudia and me.
Be funny again.
We're
Get
gonna
over
we're
here.
gonna do the
you be funny now?
girl version
give me some
of
funny,
you guys.
fucking
Now do it again and be funny.
Funny medicine.
Oh, we're gonna take a crap.
What?
No, I
You're
said
gonna what?
we're gonna do the girls' version of you guys.
No, what's the girl's version of us? What is that?
the opposite? Just like you guys, but opposite.
What does that mean?
Norma and Louise.
Well, no, better.
Why don't we just put a fucking wig
No.
on him? But
No,
put a wig on Wayne. Look,
We're-
put a wig
we're-
on him.
Like you guys, shake your balls and stuff. We're gonna be out there shaking our.
Well, why don't you come on our tour with us?
We're gonna be twerking.
What, are we excluded from your tour?
Twerk it.
Why are we excluded? Why? Because we're men? Because we have penis?
Yeah.
We have penis, so we can't come on your tour.
You can come all over.
Vaginas
You can come all over the tour if you want.
missing
That'd be
all
really
these.
exciting. Wouldn't
See,
that be exciting?
We want vaginas on our tour, don't we?
Yeah,
I
you know,
love
it's been a
vagina.
long time since somebody did come all over.
Hey, don't. Take care, sir.
Jesus